Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here with the trainer of Guillermo Rigondeaux and many other fighters, Mr. Pedro Diaz. Pedro, this Saturday, a big fight, your man fighting again. For you as his trainer, and seeing that he doesn't fight a lot, how's that year been for you as a trainer, seeing a guy that has so much talent, not able to display his talent so consecutively?
¿Y qué tú crees que no ha fajado en un año? ¿Qué tú crees como entrenador que necesita hacer Rigondeaux estratégicamente para cuando entra al ring pone un show bueno?
Bueno, yo pienso que este sábado tanto HBO como todos los fanáticos del mundo van a tener una noche de lujo, porque la revancha de Kovalev y Andre Ward, eso va a ser increíble. Y Rigo va a demostrar que en un año no le ha faltado en nada, ¿no?, para hacer un gran show como quiere el público.
We're in the biggest stage in boxing right now, HBO pay-per-view. It's a night full of stars, and this is where the showcase for Rigo is a star. And so when you ask me about a year layoff, I tell you that this has to be a show where we have to show that there hasn't been any defects and there's only been advancements and everything that Rigo's learned from now about prize fighting, where that we can be on main events and we can get the big fights.
For you as a trainer, though, has it been frustrating not seeing him be active at all in this year because he has so much talent?
¿No ha visto inactivo Rigondeaux?
No, realmente Rigo es un boxeador que él siempre se mantiene haciendo sus cosas, se mantiene en forma, y por eso es que él en el TV no lo ha afectado tanto.
Rigo's a special boxer because he trains so much and doesn't really come off weight. It doesn't affect him as much as anyone else would. So because of that stardom and that special talent he has, it's nothing really to worry about.
How good is he? Like, and how is he so good? Like, explain to it, you know? Because he's such a problem to so many people.
Problema a tanta gente. ¿Qué es lo que es?
No, realmente Rigo es un boxeador de extra clase, es un boxeador que se cuida en todos los sentidos, entrena muy fuerte, tiene una gran disciplina, y yo pienso que ese es el gran secreto de Rigondeaux.
Rigo's a superstar and he has world-class talent and skills, and because of his discipline is what allows him to go ahead and get all the training skills and not fall apart. And you always see his like every fight that he comes, you know, even though it's been long inactivity, he still comes out with the win.
How has he gotten better in your eyes, if it's possible, and can he get better?
En los ojos tuyos que ha puesto mejor, ¿cómo es posible? Porque es tan buen nivel y cómo va a poner mejor.
No, realmente nosotros conocemos a Rigo durante muchos años en el equipo Cuba, y siempre ha tenido un gran equipo de trabajo a su alrededor, y como es una gente que trabaja con mucha disciplina y mucha dedicación, él logra lo que quiere en el boxeo.
I've been with Rigo for years, and I've known Rigo for years, ever since the Cuban school back in the amateurs. And so since Rigo's such, you know, a good fighter and a world-class fighter, that discipline has been where we've always focused on, and we've seen Rigo grow because of that. And so that same mentality and the same things we've been always doing, it comes natural, and that's where we're both, you know, learning the prize fighting behind it.
So how do you see the fight going on Saturday, and how do you see Rigondeaux beating Moises Flores, and what do you think of him as an opponent?
Bueno, lo que le puedo decir que va a ser un gran combate. Pelear con un boxeador mexicano siempre es un gran show. Todos los boxeadores mexicanos son grandes guerreros y todos siempre vienen bien preparados y hacer un gran show arriba del ring. Pienso que Rigo también viene bien preparado, y frente a Moisés, que es un boxeador invicto, un boxeador con grandes cualidades, va a haber un gran show.
You know, Chucky is an undefeated Mexican star. You know, Mexican boxing has always been world-class, so is Cuban boxing. So we're expecting fireworks and a great show Saturday. And we think that the more prepared and the more Chucky comes forward is going to be a great opportunity for Rigo to really show off what he prepared for.
People want to see Guillermo in big fights and with big-name opponents like Moises Lomachenko, Frampton, Santa Cruz. With this move up that he told me that he thinks he's going to move up in this next fight, how do you see him in that featherweight division, and how does he do against all those other big names in that division?
En una división más alto, 126, con todos los nombres que he dicho, Lomachenko y todo eso, ¿cómo Rigo va a adaptar y cómo va a pelear?
Bueno, realmente Rigo se va a adaptar como todos los boxeadores, ¿no? Se está estudiando la posibilidad, ¿no?, de subir a 126. Y como es lógico, tiene que adaptarse y estar listo para enfrentar a grandes guerreros, como Lomachenko, como Santa Cruz, como Franto, como cualquiera que quiera pelear con Rigo.
You know, there's always going to be adapting, and that has to be with every boxer once they move up in weight. We got to see how comfortable he feels, how he weighs throughout the fight, how heavy it's going to be, endurance. But that's exactly what we've been doing in camp. And just like any other fighter, we're ready for those big names. We've had them in mind, so we're ready. You know, we're ready Saturday as if we're fighting the biggest fight of our lives. And so that, with that mentality in that training camp, we're ready for any big name in the division.
For you, seeing how much talent Guillermo has, and for him, by some people, not to be put up there as #1 pound for pound and #2, what do you feel about that?
¿Cómo te sientes que Rigo tiene el talento mejor del mundo, pero no el número 1, número 2 en el ojo del gente pound for pound?
Es que muchas personas que hacen los fight pound pound lo hacen de manera sentimental, ¿verdad? Lo hacen atendiendo a que sienten simpatía por un boxeador, pero no hacen atendiendo a la calidad deportiva, al nivel técnico competitivo del competidor, a los resultados del competidor. Si esto pasara, yo te aseguro que Rigo siempre estaría entre el 1 y el 3.
You know, pound for pound's bias. Like, it's whatever, it's usually popularity. It's not something that's based on merit. If it was based on merit, we all know in this room who the real #1 pound for pound king is. It's Rigo.
And speaking of Lomachenko, I know there's been a lot of talk. A lot of people want to see that fight against Guillermo Rigondeaux and Vasyl Lomachenko. Skill for skill, how do you really see the skills in that fight? And can you say Lomachenko might be Rigondeaux's equal, or do you feel that Rigondeaux still has a little bit more skills than Lomachenko? How do you see all that?
Rigo contra Lomachenko. ¿Qué tú crees, talenta por talento? ¿Quién tiene el mejor, como lo mejores habilidades?
Lomachenko es un gran boxeador. Lomachenko es great fighter, pero Rigo tiene mucho más talento que Lomachenko.
Yeah, Lomachenko's a great fighter. Nothing to take away from him, but Rigo has better skills and better talent.
Now, people watching this right now, when they heard that, they're going to be like, how? Tell us, how does he have more talent? Like, why does he have more talent?
¿Por qué tiene más talento Rigondeaux, más habilidad?
Mira, Redondeado en amateur tiene el mismo nivel que Lomachenko, ¿verdad? Y en profesional, Lomachenko, Redondeado está invicto, ¿entiendes? Sería bueno si Lomachenko quiere que venga a 126, entonces vamos a demostrar quién es el mejor.
He says that's an easy question to answer for everyone at home. Amateur-wise, they have the same merit. 2 gold medals, fantastic, one of the best amateur careers. But professional, we got 1 loss with Lomachenko. We're undefeated. There's that undefeated realm. No one has ever been able to figure out Rigo, which is what's the difference maker for Pedro Luis.
¿Cómo?
Que la diferencia es que somos invictos. Nadie sabe cómo ganar Rigo, ya saben cómo ganar.
Eso es así. Esa es la gran diferencia.
How does that fight play out, you think? How do you see it in your mind? Like, when they're in there in the ring, like, how do you see it really unraveling?
Yo pienso que la pelea de Rigo con Lomachenko sería un clásico del boxeo mundial. Yo pienso que esa pelea sería una pelea como todo el mundo espera de André Guarri Cobalé, como todo el mundo espera de la pelea de Golovkin con Canelo. Es una super pelea.
That's a super fight. You're talking about classics here. You're talking about much anticipation, much promotion. We're talking big names, just like this fight. You know, Ward, Kovalev, that type of signature, but on a much higher level because 2 gold medalists have never fought each other. So it would be big names like Canelo, like a Canelo Mayweather, something classic like that.
What can fans expect on Saturday? How does Rigondeaux win against Chucky Flores?
Bueno, realmente no vamos a descartar una gran pelea. Va a ser un gran show como esperan todos los fanáticos y nada, como decimos siempre, vamos por la victoria.
You know, like we always do, we have a game plan we're going to execute. We're going to open up one of the biggest cards and make the show real exciting for everyone Saturday. That's our game plan. So once it comes into the ring, we're ready to put on a show to really make this card one of the best of the year.
Pedro, thank you so much. I've actually been waiting a long time to speak to you. I always see your videos and your training methods. So for me, it's a pleasure to go ahead and talk to you, my man. All right. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. Pedro, of course, the trainer of Guillermo Rigondeaux, will be in the corner of his fight this Saturday as he takes on Moises Chucky Flores.
Thank you.